Hello and welcome to traders and investors, and I'm glad to present you the daily market review prepared by analysts and experts from fx.co portal. Here we go. And we're starting with EURUSD currency pair. Jakub Novak presents.
Today, you could consider buying the euro if the price reaches 1.1541. With a target of 1.1573, where you could plan to exit the market and sell the euro back, aiming for a 30-35 big move from the entry point. An expectation of the euro rising can be based on good data. Before buying, make sure that the MACD line is above the zero mark and just starting to rise from it. You could also plan to buy the euro today in the event of two consecutive price tests of 1.1527, while the MACD indicator is in an oversold area. This will limit the pair's downward potential and lead to an upward market reversal. We could expect a rise to the opposite levels of 1.1541 and 1573. You could plan to sell the euro today once it reaches 1.1527. The target for Burs will be 1.1499, where you could plan to exit the market and immediately buy back, aiming for a 20-25 big move in the opposite direction. Pressure on the pair can return at any moment today. Before selling, make sure that the MACD indicator is below the zero mark and it's just starting to downward moving from it. You could also intend to sell the euro today if the price tests 1.1541 twice in a row, while the MACD indicator is in an overbought area. This will limit the pair's upward potential and lead to a downward market reversal. We could expect a decline to the opposite levels of 1.1527 and 14.99.
And now it's time for GBPUSD. Let's discuss it with Paulo Greco.
The average volatility of the GBPUSD pair of the last 5 trading days is 73 pips. For the pound-dollar pair, this value is considered as moderate. On Friday, November 7, we expect movement within the range limited by the levels of 1.3043 and 31.89. The upward channel of the linear regression is downward sloping, but it's currently in a technical correction on the higher time frames. The CCI technical indicator has entered the oversold zone 4 times, signaling a resumption of the upward trend. Additionally, a bullish divergence has formed. The GBPUSD currency pair is trying to resume the upward trend of 2025, and its long-term prospects remain unchanged. Donald Trump's policies will continue to exert pressure on the dollar, so we do not expect the American currency to appreciate. Currently, flat persists on the daily time frame. Therefore, long positions with targets of 1.3672 and 37.33 remain much more relevant now, as long as the price is above the moving average line. It's a sign line on a graphic. When the price is below the moving average, small shorts can be considered with the targets at 1.3043 and 1.2939 on technical grounds. At times, the American currency shows corrections, but for a trend to strengthen, it needs real signs of a conclusion to the trade war or other global positive factors.
That's all for today. See you online soon.